James, good to see. I know that how football works is that we're going to talk a lot about what's going to come up, and you work for a whole year and you get your moment, and then we're going to talk about what's coming up. But let's not rush things. Let's really enjoy what happened on Monday. What a wonderful day for the football club.
Yeah, brilliant. And I think it's probably 2 years in the making rather than 1 year, isn't it? The hard work that went into the season before, 80 points. We all know the heartbreak that went with that and what happened. But to come back and back that up with 83 points, I think we all, from players, coaching staff, club staff, supporters, media, everybody. I think we all really enjoyed that. There was obviously relief in there as well, but great celebration. I mean, just watched it back on Sky now and sat where we were in the director's box. Just when the players came out, that noise on the away end was just incredible. And talking to John at length, he said they could feel that in the tunnel. They could feel the noise, and when you see it on TV and that away end just in sways of pink, it was amazing. And then seeing all the scenes on the pitch at the end, and then obviously we got back. The coach took a while to get back, one reason and another. But there was fans out here, probably 300-400 fans had been out there for 3 hours in the rain, waiting for the coach, and to have that celebration, that togetherness with the fans, and then we had a good party at the ground. It was really important. Everything we do together. It was really important for us, so we invited all the sort of staff at the club down to the lounge, and players, staff. We celebrated well into the night, but yeah, fantastic day for everybody involved, and I think one that will stay with us all for a long, long time.
Yeah, it's a long slog League Two. It's a long slog league football. Just for any side, let alone when you add in obviously the context of the last year, the problems on the pitch, the heartbreaking things off the pitch as well. And sometimes you might lose sight and go, oh, is it all worth it? But when you have the scenes like you did on Monday post-match, it must all come home to you and go, that's why.
Yeah, it's been a brutal season. I think we can all say that. I think it's important. Look, we've got a club full of really good people, and I think everyone on the same page. And I think what we've done really well is use all of those things as our motivation. It's been incredible. Not just the injuries, but some of the red cards we've had as well, and suspensions, which we've all been a bit baffled by. So it's felt like everything against us. We've had a mentality of, find a way to win, keep things simple, find a way. And, the players and the coaching staff, it's never seen anything like it. It's been incredible. And some of the things, some of the players that were playing that weren't technically injured were playing with knocks and bruises. And, some of the things, I think Sutton away will live with me for a very long time. That goes down as, one of my favourite games in the 12 years I've been here, because we had no right to win that game. With Jack Sowerby, bless him, I think his groin and his hamstring were held on with blue tack, and obviously that Sam Sheringham got straight off the physio table without training to play. Max come on early again from injury, and everything was against us. But those lads, and the players that came in on short-term deals, just put their bodies on the line and fought for the club, fought for the fans, and then I think the fans really appreciated that. That's something we've really felt over the recent months. And I think you were probably there, those last 20 minutes at Sutton, I think there was just an appreciation in our away end that those fans could somehow drag us over the line, and they didn't stop singing. And one of the things that I'm really proud of is how we've done it together. I think that the fans, the players, the coaching staff, everyone at the club, I think it feels closer and tighter than it's ever been, and it's an achievement that everyone's been a part of.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point, and I think that's a point not lost on the supporters this week as well, who've praised obviously the players, the coaching staff, but beyond that as well, like you say, the likes of yourself, Kelvin, all the people that work in the background. Seems to be a real appreciation of that from the outside, which I think is really nice.
Yeah, no, that's good, and I think people do see it. Look, getting promotions is incredibly difficult. We've had a couple in the last few years, and you need everybody to be on the right page, right? You need really good players to start with, good coaching staff. All of that needs to be good. But you also need good people behind the scenes. And I think one thing we've always had as really special at this club is everyone behind the scenes is on the same page. Everyone works, whether it's Gareth and Jamie in the media team, finding snippets of information on who may or may not be available for away clubs, or the commercial staff or marketing or the academy, everyone buys into what we're trying to achieve together. And of course, a lot of them are fans of the club as well. So that's really important. But I think to achieve success like we have done, and especially in this season with all those challenges, you can't do that without everyone in the club being on the right page. And that comes from the very top as well. With, we'll rightly give so much credit to the players, to the coaching staff, but we have to give huge credit to Kelvin and David Bauer. They've continued to, we've had some knocks along the way in their ownership, but they've continued to really support me, support the staff, support John Brady and all the coaching staff, and continue to invest and take us forward. And I think what makes me really proud about this season as well is, we've achieved a promotion, fantastic. We're going to League One. We think we're in a better place to go to League One than we've ever been. But we've also had Sam Hoskins nominated as League Two Player of the Year, Josh Tomlinson, EFL Scholar of the Year. We've achieved European success in community awards amongst us. And we've seen crowds this year about around 6,000 average. I think over 6,500 since Christmas. So everything's been really aligned, and we have to give David and Kelvin a huge amount of credit for their part in their play in it, and they really do play a huge part in it. Kelvin's very hands-on, as you know, very, very day-to-day. We speak every day, and David, people might not see him at the club so much, but he feels it. He's very involved in it. He was nice. He was in yesterday. It was nice to have some time with him and talk through it and where we're at and everything. So we have to say a huge thank you, and I think I echo everyone at the club's thoughts and probably a lot of supporters as well when I say, a huge well done and thank you to Kelvin and David.
Yeah, and they're going to be heavily supporting a trip this weekend, aren't they? A well-earned trip.
Yeah, look, it's lovely to get it done now, 3 weeks before the playoff final. It's nice to have that time to celebrate Monday. Hard work started already in terms of, next season, and retain lists will obviously come out possibly before you even play this interview back. But the players deserve a good celebration, the staff deserve a good celebration, so we're sending them off to enjoy themselves, and they deserve that. As I said earlier, they put their bodies on the line. They're an amazing together group, the team spirit, John Guthrie, Aaron, the way they've led that dressing room, but also the new boys coming in, how they've all knitted it. They're really together. They've done it on the pitch, and now they're going to have some fun.
Yeah, well deserved. But like you say, football doesn't wait, does it? And later today, as you say, probably before this interview comes out, the retain list comes out, which will be actually a more straightforward process, I suppose, than it's been by design for this year than it has been in previous years. Yeah,
I think our planning's been really good. I think we go back a couple of years to when the last manager departed. We had a real assessment of where we were as a club and what our strategy was going to be, and we knew what we wanted as a club. We knew what we wanted in our manager and our coaching staff. We knew what we needed for training facilities and the type of players we wanted to bring in. And I think people have seen now an identity in the way we play and the type of player we recruit. And that means we've got a lot of really good players at the football club that also are going to go on and be better players in the future as well. And we've rewarded those players that have been good for us and we want to keep. That's good for both parties. But yeah, what it means is we go into next season with some really good players, all under contract at the football club for another year or 2 years. That gives us a real good base to build on. We'll be sad to see some players go. I say every player's contributed this year. Even some players that have come in and just played a couple of games on short-term deals. Paul Ossu, there's some fantastic contributions from players, and it will be sad to see some go that have been part of that success. But we've got a fantastic foundation into next season. We'll need to add some more quality for the next level up to that group, but we're in a really good place.
And on that point, does it make it not easier, because recruitment's never easy, but does it give you a bit more breathing space, a bit more time to really identify players when you're not having to go out and sign 12, 13, and you can probably maybe 5, 6, 7 of the right quality? Does it make it that much easier in a way because you've got so much of your squad already laid out?
Yeah, it does. The work goes on all season long in terms of recruitment, and Will Hondermatt was an example of that, in that he was a player we signed in January, but that process actually was 12 months before. So we have players identified. you know, you have to look at the level, and you know, some might be yes for now, some might be we'll continue to monitor. But yeah, for sure, if you're bringing in a smaller number as opposed to 15, 16s we've done in the past, that has to make the job more focused into those areas, and make that job a little bit easier, a little bit more time, and could be a little bit more selective. But yeah, we'll continue our process as we do, and recruitment is probably the hardest part of football, but we've got a lot of those decisions right in the last couple of years, and we'll look to continue doing that.
And this might not be something that's really pressing going right into the summer, but maybe into the autumn. You've obviously, like you mentioned, you've got a lot of players. The reason you're in such good positions because you're signing players on 2-year contracts. We saw last year, maybe those players that are running out of contract in terms of Mitch Pinnock and John Guthrie signing on. You'll be in that situation again coming into the autumn when players will be out of contract next summer. Have those thoughts started to happen with the likes of McWilliams and Hoskins, etc., that will be out of contract the following year?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a continual process, isn't it? Reviewing the squad we've got, where they're at in their journeys, and their contract status. So yeah, we'll continue to look at those, and as you say, we've done that now. We haven't waited to get to the end of the season. We've done it part way through, and I'm sure we'll continue to do that.
Outside of recruitment and players, in what ways is the club better set up now for League One football, infrastructurally, going into the summer, into next season?
I think our recruitment's, you know, that said, there was a big review a couple of years ago. We changed a lot of that. We have a lot of real good systems, a lot of really good regional scouts out there now, software and data analysis that we use. So we're in a really good place in that regard, to back up our decisions. Training ground facilities, you know, it's been well documented. We put a lot of investment into a couple of pitches. You know, we look at a new building, a lease is just about to be signed in terms of a new training centre at the training ground. So I think when you back that up with the players we've got, with the coaching staff we've got, with, you know, the strength of the academy, and, you know, players like Josh Tomlinson coming through, I think overall, you know, the club's in a real good state from a playing point of view. And I think, you know, we've seen loan players have played a real key part in this promotion. They've been fantastic, and we saw last year as well. We had good loan players, so we're building a real good reputation within the game as well for developing young players, but also being a good place where these Category 1 Premier League clubs can send some of their young talent that need to be exposed to League 1, League 2 football, and they will get trusted, and they'll get minutes, and they'll come back to their parents' club as better players. So I think all of those things, you know, our reputation within the game, our facilities, our players, our recruitment and scouting, plus the academy side of it, I think, you know, we have to be in a much stronger position now than we've ever been.
Just finally for me, how excited are you for the prospect of League One football next year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think everyone is. I think it's you look at some of the teams that will be playing. I know that the makeup of the league isn't certain yet with the playoffs, but already when you look at some of the names in that division, a lot of good local games as well. We've done a lot of travelling this year. It'll be nice to play a few games closer to home for personally, and also for the supporters and the players as well. So look, it's an exciting league. We feel we're in the best place we've ever been to go in and really have a good go at it. And so we enjoy ourselves probably this week, maybe into next week, and then the hard work has started a little bit, but it'll really start in earnest and planning, and yeah, it's going to be a fantastic year. We've seen, actually, from the final whistle on Monday, we've seen a huge spike in season ticket sales. So I think that excitement is echoed amongst the supporter base and the community, and I think, you know, encourage anyone to buy a season ticket now. We've got a few weeks before the deadline, and you know, it proves to be an exciting season ahead.
Yeah, certainly does. Thank you very much.
Thank you.